this is one of my favorites, which I'm putting in a story later. We're going to pretend we're swamp monsters. So we're going to come and squat down. Bring your hands underneath your feet, wherever they feel comfortable, or if it's on the ankles, if it's not under. I like to do under the feet. And then just walk like a swamp monster. See if you can pick those feet up. Wow, look at Bryce go. If you hold on to your feet, it's a little harder, Bryce. If you put your hands underneath your feet like your mom is doing, it's harder. And you can't walk as fast because you're just a swamp monster and you're stuck in the mud. And you can't go fast. It gets your heartbeat up too, doesn't it? So take a breath.
Harder, huh? Great. Got it.
Actually, Braden's doing a fabulous job. He's taking his time. He's just walking through this thick, swampy mud. Yeah. Maybe there's some plants growing up around your legs. You can't walk very fast. Good. All right.
That was awesome.
That was a great one. All right. The crab walk, which is also known as the table walk. You come down sitting on your bottom. You can go, well, you want to go forward first, probably. Oh, okay. They know what to do. Push yourself up and just walk. If you can keep your belly up, great. But if your belly comes down, it's okay. And then you can go backwards. You can go around in circles. You feel your belly's working hard and your legs and your arms, your whole body.
Only my arms. That's quick.
All right. And again, the amount of time you spend, maybe it's just depending on the room, like across the gymnasium and back, whatever room space you have. And you don't want to do them all. Don't exhaust them. But we are going to do another one. And this one is the duck walk. And if you want to quack like a duck, you can quack like a duck.
Okay.
Oh, you have ducks in your pool?
Yeah.
Yes, we have. Right, now take a squat. Bring your arms under your.
Can you quack like the duck?
Quack, quack, quack. You can walk around like a duck. We got some pretty fast moving ducks. The ducks, you know, just kind of waddle. I've never seen a duck go that fast. You are pretty fast. All right. Okay, catch your breath.
Can we use a bear walk crawl?
I don't know the bear walk, but if you know a bear walk, I want to share. Oh, that is a good one. That is a good one.
You want to do it?
So go ahead if anyone wants to do the bear walk.
Okay.
Because you know, teachers don't know everything. Okay. All right, go back to the wall. Okay, so while they're back there, I'm going to take a plate and hide a card on their mat.
I can't see it.
I know, you can't see it, you don't know what it's going to be. Whoops. And now I'll just do it for the kids.
Sure.
Now, and so here I can control what pose I want them to do. There'll be poses that have already been taught, so there won't be anything new. Let's see. Let's do this one. Oops. And I put the cards upside down, I think. But it doesn't matter. Okay, so come on back to your mats. Now you can come down, take a look at your pose, and take as much time as you need. You can see what you have.
Yeah.
Take a look at the pose. You can take it up now. And if you want to look on the back to see anything about how to teach it, I think all three of you know how to teach these poses. So we'll take turns. Actually, I'm going to do the dice this way. And it's okay if they practice first. You don't need a dice, but we happen to have one, so I'm going to find a way to use it. And you can go around in a circle, or maybe you'll go, maybe number 1, Bryce is 2, Braden's 3. I'm going to roll the dice. If their number comes up, they get to teach their pose first. Well, we don't have a number 4 here, but that's okay. We have a number 4 again. All right. What I could do is your 4. How about your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6? So if we had 6 students, if you have more, we have 2 dice. It is now number 3.
You get to teach it.
So tell us what you're teaching first.
Shark pose.
Shark pose. Okay.
Shark pose. How do you do shark pose?
So you land the gun and put your hands together.
Okay.
And do you lift anything?
What do you lift?
Yeah, like this.
Very nice.
Stomach and your feet.
Oh,
Very
nice.
good.
And I'm looking up a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you need a rest, come on down. Ooh, that would be a tough one, especially to start. Okay, thank you, Braden. That was wonderful. Thank you for teaching your pose. And if anyone needs any help, no problem. They get the help. Okay, next number is, of course it's 3 again. How about 2?
All right, Bryce.
So, going to a table pose.
Wait, you haven't said your name.
Oh, happy cat.
Can you speak up a little bit so they can hear you on Zoom?
Happy cat and scared cat, and you're supposed to go to a table
Nice.
position and then arch your back and look up. And then for scared cat, you round your back and look down.
Thank you.
Good job.
Very nice. Is this also cat cow?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the cards have different names and the way you learn them. But thank you. And I won't roll the dice again because we know it's Aubrey. And what pose do you have, Aubrey?
I have King Dancer.
Can you say it a little louder?
King Dancer.
Okay.
Okay, can
So
you teach us? How are you gonna do it?
And you can take any leg you want and pull it up to here and grab it. And then extend your arm halfway. And if you want to go further, you can, but or you can stay here.
Can you show us further? Oh.
And she didn't even bend over. Very nice.
Yes.
And then, of course, she's doing the other side. Thank you. That was wonderful. Then, of course, depending on the size of your class and how many you have, so if it's small, you might want to do it that way. If it's a big class, and it can be, I could make them a team. And they could be teaching that to each other. And then, yeah, I think I'll just move on, rather than having to do it again. Maybe they're a team of 3, and then, say you only had 2 teams, they could all come up and teach. But what if you have 5 or 6 teams or more? You probably wouldn't have time for all of your teams to come up and teach. So you might have to take a turn there. Could roll the dice. Okay, group number 1, would you please come up and show us all of your poses? Because you don't want this to take the whole class. It's just, maybe 5 minutes. In a class you might just spend 10 minutes on games, 1 or 2, maybe some partner poses. So it's in the middle where it's very active, and they're teaching and they're the teachers. So we have a few more names. Let's see, we did our walks, we did this one, we did, let's do the alphabet yoga next, because I changed this one up a little bit. Oh, that's great, because, and what I like about alphabet, you get to make different words, creating the shape with your body. And there are suggestions in the materials, how to make a C, how to make an A. I also think it's wonderful with kids to incorporate what they're learning developmentally, what they're learning in class with yoga. So maybe you have a young group of students, obviously, but you can do this with the older kids too. I tutor 5th graders and some of them don't know their rhyming words. So we're going to do words that rhyme with at.
Oh, I like that.
At. So I do remember, if we have a word and the A is in the middle, should it be an uppercase or a lowercase word? Letter.
In the middle?
Yeah, in the middle.
Oh,
It's a lowercase. So last time we did this, we made capital A's. You remember making a capital A?
Yeah.
Want to stand up and everyone make a capital A? Where we brought our hands over our heads, legs apart. We made an A. Okay, we also made a T, didn't we? Where you just bring your hands to the side and make a T. So the T works. But do we want a capital A in the middle of our word?
No.
I don't think so. So we're going to make A a different way. What if, A's kind of round, isn't it? Can you think of a pose that might be round? Where you're close to the ground?
Camel.
Oh, well, camel's a good one. I was thinking of a different one, but you could do camel maybe. I was
Especially
thinking,
you.
I was thinking of just child's pose. Do we have just a little A if we make a child's pose? But I like the idea of a camel pose making
But
it. And then I think maybe the hands come behind you so that you
Maybe
can
Aubrey, bring your knees together for this
Yeah.
one.
So
There we go.
we can take some turns here, but everyone's in A right now. Bryce, what if you stay in A? Well, Bryce, could you turn so that you're facing the mirror so it is? So you'll be in
And then
A.
do the same thing.
And Braden, you're gonna stand up and be a T, and we can take turns with this. Now, Aubrey, I'm gonna give you the first letter. What's a letter you think we could start? A-T, and if you can't think of one, I have an idea.
What letter could go in front of AT to make a word? E.
Oh,
That's
E.
true.
I'm not sure how to make an E. How do you think you'd make an E?
I bet you could figure it out. Can you stand up and try it? A capital E?
And so this, you can bring them in for ideas, but if they're stuck, you have a few on hand too.
I have an idea.
I have an idea.
Yeah, and then you can make it a capital, couldn't you?
Oh, that's good, sweetie.
Yeah.
Now turn.
Or you
turn
could make
that.
a
Oh, there you go.
C, it would be cat.
Yes. Let's see, we're gonna make, let's see, Aubrey and Braden, are you okay changing places for a minute?
Yes.
Bryce, we're gonna keep you in A. Aubrey, you're gonna be the T. And this can be done in teams. You can give each team a word to create, or you can do it whole class. How would you make a C? There's different ways you can do this.
How could your body be a C?
Oh, wow, that would work. Yeah, you've got a C. Could a C also be if you just kind of come forward like this? So there's different ways to make C's, aren't there?
Or you could just
Or you could do that. I know we're trying to do yoga poses, but yes, you can do it in all kinds of different ways. Okay, well, Bryce over there's been an A for a long time. So let's see. Braden, why don't you go over to your mat again? Aubrey, you come in the middle, be the A. And Bryce, you get to come over here. And I'm going to give Bryce a letter. We're going to make the word bat.
Ooh.
So I might even help you with how we're going to get this one started. What letter do you need for that? Of course. And I think B has to stand up. What do you think?
Yes.
And I was thinking, oh, you got it. What are you going to do for B? You've got it.
I got the top part of B.
Going to be, oh. Or you could just be a lowercase b and be a tree.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, the trick is which leg are you going to stand on and which one are you going to raise to make the B? Are you a D or a B?
Oh.
Yeah. And so that's really good too for teaching the direction of B and D.
Uh-huh.
And I had to think
I
about it
think
when I
I
was
this way.
practicing.
But you're wanting to face the.
You're facing the camera. See if you can make a B.
Yeah.
So yeah, the left leg will come up, won't it?
Wait.
You need to know your left and right.
And you'd be amazed, even in the upper grades, students will ask me, how do you make a B again? And now kids are typing more than writing, so it's more of a challenge.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. We could keep this going on and on. We could do, and N could just be the cow. You can make Matt, and you could just keep it going. And you can, just create 3 or 4 letter words, give it to a team, do a whole class. But
I have an idea to make a lowercase e.
okay.
Lizard on a rock.
Oh, you could do partners. Like you and your mom did a capital H last time?
Yeah, that's right.
Lizard on a rock. Okay. All right, we're gonna move on though. But thank you, that was fabulous.
Can I stop being an A now?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Can I stop being a T?
Yes, you can stop being letters and go back to your own mats. We're
Yay.
gonna start moving around. Okay, let's do, we'll do this one really quickly because Natalie did it yesterday. But Yogi says,
Oh, yes.
and the teacher can lead this or a student can lead this. And if the student does, you want to take turns. But let's just do one round of Yogi says, and then we'll move on to another game. So I'll be the Yogi this time. Natalie can join if she'd like. But let's all stand up. And Yogi says do mountain pose. It could be different. You could be up, you could be down here.
It could be like this.
And just maybe a review. Mountain pose is when you just stand really tall and look up. Although I'm getting an idea, Yogi says do star pose. And if they need help, you can go with them. Yogi says do star pose. Yogi says down dog. And plank. Oh, they okay, so if anyone forgets, they just take a turn out till the next yogi comes up. In fact, let's do it this way. Braden, you get to do yogi says.
Yogi says T-pose. So basically Yogi says warrior one.
Ah. Oh, that's okay. Sorry.
Warrior two.
Oh, most of us are out.
Aubrey got
Okay.
it.
Most of us are out. Okay, and that's really a fun one. That can be really short, it can go on for a while. As long as we're on our mats, let's do musical mats. Now, the way this works, I'll explain the rules. We don't need the plates or the cards for this one. And it can be done to music. In the past, we've done it with kind of kids' music, but I chose some classical music for today, just to incorporate. Now, you're gonna play the mats. You need to have one less mat. So maybe Natalie, take your mat away.
Yep.
Oh, also, if you're walking around on other people's mats, it's just a courtesy, polite, that we'll fold them into thirds so we're not stepping on people's mats. So we're going to fold your mats into thirds. Or you can teach what a third is. That's, half works well. You've got a half, and that's okay as long as you're not stepping on the outside of the mat. And let's just bring Bryce's, I think he's got force there. And it's okay, as long as they're folded.
Bring it closer, baby. Bring yourself closer.
I will start by playing the music, and then the person who gets out when the music stops, who can't find a mat, will teach a pose, and then come over and play the music. And let's just see, again, technology's a little new to me, but I practiced. And we're going to listen to Beethoven's Fifth. And maybe I take a minute to talk about it, but we're just going to go. So when the music plays, you're going to walk around in a circle around the mats. When it stops, find a mat. Okay, Brayden, you get to teach another pose.
Which pose are you going to teach?
Down dog.
Down.
Okay. And is there anything you want to tell us about down dog? Do you need to put your behind up in the air like a triangle?
Yeah.
It looks really good. Should you be looking at your toes? So that your head is relaxed? Okay, it looks fabulous. So come on up. Brayden, you get to play the music. And let's take a mat away first. Which one?
Or Bryce's down.
We probably would have taken Brayden's, but no problem. And you get to pick just touch the green arrow there. I think they changed directions, but that's okay. Whenever you're ready, you can stop it, guys. Go ahead and stop it. Thank you. All right, Aubrey. What should you teach us?
Any pose you want, maybe, even if we've done it.
Can I give you two choices?
Pick one.
And again, you can suggest poses. You can say we're going to work with these today. And so
I'm going to teach Emma
okay.
to get on your knees and put your toes together.
Here, baby, come on this way.
You can lean back and put your hands on your hips, or you could put your hands on your ankles. That is the cable.
All right, so we're going to do one more round. Aubrey gets to play the music, and Raiden and Aubrey, you can both.
Why don't Braden and Bryce be it?
Okay, all right, so go ahead and play the music.
Nice. Come on.
It's gonna be Bryce's turn to overlook.
Hey.
Yeah, just walk
Hey,
around in a
pretend
circle.
you're in a
Don't
class and
touch
you're not brothers.
your classmates.
Bryce, you're out.
They both landed at the same time, but we're gonna let Bryce teach one. Thanks, Aubrey.
Go ahead and teach your pose, Bryce.
Now,
Why were you circling around the
you know,
center?
even though the other students are out, they could still do the poses when they're being
Yeah.
taught. So we want to keep everyone involved. And again, if the students need help, you can put posters up in your room. You can show the cards that we're working with that day. But they know.
Cobra.
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 How do you do it, bud?
Lay on your stomach, your feet flat, and your arms flat. You just lift up your chest.
Is that Cobra or Locust?
Locust.
That's okay.
I will say that is a
Cobra is
beautiful.
this one.
There you go.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much for each of you leading us in a pose. You are really good yogis. And again, geared for the level of your class, select the poses if you want to and say, today we're going to work on these 4 or these 5.
Yep.
But make sure they know them already. And then the idea is that they get to give some cues, some teaching tips, and they're learning as their teachers. Let's get up on our feet again. Let's do, I know, let's do trees in the forest. So,
Yes, trees in the forest. Remember this one?
we're going to come all the way back. And again, you can be the leader as the teacher. You can have a student be the leader. But the idea is we're going to go for, okay, let's go for a walk in the forest. Oh, I hear something. What is it? Wow, that was good. I think they anticipated that. Let's go keep walking. Oh, I still hear something. Oh, they're way too good. 1 plus. Oh. And, okay, we have several winners. So, wind in the trees. So, we're going to be in teams of 2. Now, as a teacher, I'm mostly guiding rather than participating. Okay, so,
I'm going to be Braden's because
okay, so Aubrey and Bryce are going to be the trees first. Now, you need to spread out, but don't walk yet. They're just going to be trees. Let's see if they can hold the pose not too close to each other because these 2 are going to walk around you
There you go, Bryce.
and you're going to stay in your tree. And they can't touch you. So you're gonna just walk around the trees and they're gonna try to stay in their pose. We have a very interesting tree over here. And they're the wind, so maybe they're moving their arms, but they're not touching the trees. Can't try them. Now, if the tree comes down a little bit, they can just go back up. All right.
Mommy touched the tree.
All right, so let's have Aubrey and Bryce back here now, and then you can let this go for a minute or 2, not too long. And then the other team makes their trees, but not too close, because you want the wind to come between the trees. Okay, so wind, come up. But you're not a super strong wind, because you don't really want to knock down those trees. You're just going around them.
Mommy touched the beautiful hair.
Okay, thank you everyone. You are all trees. Let's all go back to our mats. And this, for me, as the teacher, and again, I don't always have to be the teacher, someone else could do this. This is called Pose Detective. I love this, and when I was doing Zoom, it was one of the few games I could successfully do. I'm going to say, first of all, you might want to review some poses. I'm trying to think of one pose you might do standing on 2 legs.
I don't remember this game.
Okay, it's okay if you don't remember, because I'm going to teach it again to you. So if you're standing on 2 legs, might be a mountain pose. What if you're on, or chair? What if you're on 1 leg?
Tree.
Well, maybe a tree. maybe a warrior 3, maybe king dancer. What if you have both hands and both feet on the floor? There's a lot you can do with this. And I would go with even knee. Okay, we've got a lunge. Oh, nice. We've got cobra, we've got cat, we've got nice. And there's so much you can do with this. Now, what if it's 2 feet and 1 hand? Ooh, got a side triangle. Oh,
Wait.
oh, side plank, pretty cool. Bryce is strong. Oh, a couple side. Okay, so there's some ideas. And so I'm just going to give them some choices. And nobody's out in this game. It's really just an exploration. So I'm going to be sitting as I give the examples. You can be sitting or standing, whatever works for you. And you do a pose with both hands and both feet or knees on the floor. Nice, so I'm looking around, we have a down dog, we have 2 cobras, and it looks like maybe a child's pose over there.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, how about a pose where you're standing on 2 feet? Ah. Mountain pose is warriors, very good. Anything on 2 feet is very stable, very strengthening. Okay, how about 1 foot? Ooh. Everyone's a little different, everyone has different abilities. Okay. Might be a warrior, it might be a dancer, it might be a tree. Very nice. And one more. You don't want to get crazy, I'm not going to answer 2 reasons when we're doing headstands or handstands. Oh, I know. Okay, how about just a pose of your choice? Any combination. Your favorite pose.
Yeah.
Pose detective. What is your, nice. Your favorite pose. And then I get to see what you like. Oh, a locust. Wheel, of course. Aubrey likes a wheel. We got a nice little cobra over there. And, Natalie's got a 3-legged down dog. All right, thank you so much. And again, this can just be a minute or 2. Little ones, it might just be 2 minutes. Could be a little more with older kids. There's just 1 or 2 more. It looks like we're left with duck yoga pose. Oh no, there are 2 more. Well, as long as we're sitting, let's do this one first. This is creating a sequence. And I'll join in on this one too.
You create sequences every day.
And you can think about your favorite pose. You can also think about, if they're more advanced, what would be a good next pose. See if you can form a sequence so that you're not going up and down, and just wondering. So I will start this one, then we'll just go around in a circle here. So it might get a little more complicated when we get to Natalie. I'm just going to start with.
Oh, is it like packing for Paris?
Yes, it is, honey.
What's it called?
It's
okay.
a memory game we play called Packing for Paris.
Oh.
You bring something and then she says that.
Yeah, so it is like that. Because we'll do the sequence, we'll start again, then we'll go down the sequence. So I'm sitting just in an easy pose. And we're going to do a twist. I'll make sure we do it to both sides. So let's twist to the left. And I want to start. And you can put your hand on your knee, or you can just bring your arms around. But we're going to do it nice and slowly, Aubrey, because this is kind of a warm-up. So we don't want to get, this is like the beginning pose. So we're just doing gentle twists. Okay, so I'm going to do the gentle twist, and we'll give everyone just a little bit of time, and we can always suggest. Okay, Aubrey, after the twist, what can we go for now?
The twist, and then maybe Cobra.
Okay, so
Or
let's do
that
our twist. Cobra's okay, let's do the twist first. And then we've got to come over, don't we? Go into Cobra. And I do a modified one. Very nice. Yeah, you can either way. Okay, let's come back, because we're going to go back to our twist. And Bryce will be thinking about, usually there's something complicated, we'll see. We'll do an easy twist. And then we're going to go over into what, everybody?
Cobra.
Cobra. I'm just going to do stinks. Very nice. And Bryce, where do we go from here? Okay, our locust.
That's the easy.
Actually, that's a nice one from Cobra.
Because you're really
Yeah, so let's come up. We gotta go back to the first one. We'll do our easy twist. And then, everyone, what's next?
Cobra.
Thank you, Reed. And then?
And then shark.
Okay.
And then.
Your turn.
Cow pose.
Cow pose, okay. That's actually a nice one to do after this.
Blue.
To get the back going the other way.
Wait.
Thank you,
I
Braden.
thought it was.
That
That's
is-
cat.
That's cat.
That is cat. You know what? That was my fault, because I wanted to go into cat.
Oh, you did. Yep.
But you can do cow.
How we do.
Thank you, you were right. All right, let's go back.
I remember last time we were like, wait, what?
All right, easy twist. And then,
Cobra. Shark. And then cow.
okay, a lot of back bends.
And then I'm gonna take us up to downward facing dog.
Oh, thank you.
Curl your toes, lift your hips.
Up we go.
All right. And we can actually stop there, but if we could do it one more time and go around in the sequence.
Yeah.
And probably you don't want to do more than 8. So if you have a large class, you might do it in teams. But it's another good way to just remember the poses. All right, so the last one. Let me just refresh my memory. If you need mats, probably mats are good. So let's make a circle. And let's see.
We have to be still.
What's that?
We have to be still, so it's hard to
Let's see.
lay on that side.
Yeah. Well, let's just.
Why don't we still back there?
We could come back a little ways, because you do want to sit on your mat. And you can fold it if you want to, but you don't have to. And this is another way to review yoga poses. Again, they've all been taught, or maybe you've taught one new one before we start. But we do have to have a circle so we can walk around the outside.
Right here.
So, I'd say come to the front of your mats.
And stand?
No, actually sit. Actually, I'll bring my mat up, why not? And again, the student can be the leader or the teacher can be the leader, but the idea is to give everyone a turn. And we're going to do duck, duck, yogi pose. So I'll start by going around the room, tapping the heads, and when I touch someone's head, I'll say yogi pose. That person will follow me around to the empty mat. I will sit down, and then the person who's standing will teach a pose of their choice. And they might suggest ways to get into it, and then we all do that pose, and then we go around again. So we'll do maybe 2 or 3, and we'll get to everybody. All right. So we'll go duck, duck, duck. And the idea is to make sure everyone gets a turn. Oh, I see the right up there. Yoga pose. So Aubrey will follow me around. She's not trying to tag me or anything. We're not running. We're just taking a walk around the mats. And I will sit down. Actually, I'll sit down on my mat. But Aubrey, would you teach us a pose?
Shark.
Okay.
Teach us how to do it.
So you're gonna lay down on your belly. And then you're gonna place your hands together and lift your chest and then your feet.
Ooh, nice.
And try and stay there. Just hold it.
Nice, nice job. So everyone gets to do the pose. We can always make new suggestions, like more we can do, but Aubrey, very nice job. So we'll just do one more round here, and you can do the duck duck yoga pose.
You don't need to tell some hard baby to tell.
Okay, so it doesn't have to go too far.
Are you sit on your mat, sweet?
Oh, they're gonna go all the way around. That's
All
okay.
the way around.
Alright, Grace, what are you gonna teach us?
Warrior 2.
Nice.
Alright,
So,
teach us.
you want to stand up and put your left leg forward.
Wait,
pointing straight, and then your right foot back pointing kind of diagonally, and then put your hands up and bend that properly.
Thanks.
And then you can switch and do the same.
Thank you. Beautiful job. And so namaste to all of you. It was fabulous.